fantastic lineup of speakers for you, who you'll hear from shortly. But first, let's do some introductions. My name is Brian Bob Jones. I'm a senior business architect at PwC UK, where I've been for 8 years. I'm based in London, and I work in our technology department, producing architecture frameworks and roadmaps. And basically, these help the firm to ensure that we provide cost savings through asset rationalization, identifying opportunities for strategic investment, and delivering cost savings through technology asset reuse. I am also the Deputy Chair of the PwC UK Black Network. Gilles, let me come to you first to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Brian. Hi everyone, my name is Gilles Marajo. I'm a director in our Technology Data and Analytics business unit, part of our risk line of service. I've been working with the firm with PwC for 8 years now. I'm based out of London, and I specialize in helping clients transform their organization, leveraging new and emerging technologies. Selima.
Hello everyone, I'm Selima Udemezwe and I'm the lead data analyst within our emerging tech and AI capability within PwC. And I've got over 25 years experience within technology and specifically around data. So believe me, over that period, the technology has transformed immensely. And throughout my career, I concentrated around data analysis, data architecture, data quality, and delivering data solutions for the firm to be able to realize its business objectives.
Thanks, Selima. Thanks, Gilles. Now you would see there's a gap. There's supposed to be 4 of us on stage today, but unfortunately someone can't be here. Temi Nelson, who is a director in our Tech Central practice, but you've got 3 of us, so let's crack on. So Gilles, let me come to you first. How do you view tech transformation at PwC, and what role does leadership play in shaping and fostering a culture of innovation and change?
So I will start with saying that before I joined the firm, I was working in different organizations where we were helping clients adopting new technologies. So I was actually approached by PwC to come and join them. And actually I didn't want to join PwC initially because my initial reaction was, I don't want to work in audit. I actually have a technology background. Why would PwC approach me? 8 years later, I can tell you that technology is for us is everywhere and everything. In our line of service in risk, by FY27, we've set the ambition of becoming a £1 billion business just within one of our 4 line of services. So this is a huge ambition. Technology is really a core building block of everything we do. Nowadays, when we go to market to sell services or proposition to clients, we bring with us technology. Technology is a core component of what we sell and deliver to clients. And by going forward, we expect that more than 50% of our revenue will come through technology. And if you look at the numbers, it's actually possible because just in the UK firm, 1/3 of the technologies come from our business unit, Technology Data and Analytics. So we have a huge task force, a lot of skilled resources to actually bring new technologies and innovations to clients. We've invested over the past years £100 million in emerging technologies, Gen AI, machine learning, deep learning, all of these innovative solutions. There is really a huge boost behind our leadership team. And we've developed internally 30 digital assets. These digital assets are our own tools we can leverage when we work with clients, but we also have what we call the digital store, which is a procurement platform for partners as well as clients, where they can actually purchase some of our technology. Some of these tools, just to name some of them, We've got the cloud cost assurance tool, which help CTOs, CFOs with their cloud spend. We've got connected risk engine, which is another tool which help client assess maturity of their technology. We also have the DMS, which is a data migration suite. So when we help clients, when we deliver complex and large-scale transformation programs with clients, we can use the data migration suite to help migrated data from one technology stack to another. And obviously we know that nowadays data is very important. So all in all, for us it was just about time to really think, operate and act as a truly digital business. And my final word would be technology means really everything for us as a firm.
That's amazing. Thanks, Gilles. And with all that sort of technology transformation, there's a key component within that, which is people and change, and also the culture around that change. So for me, I would say when embarking on technology transformation and change, you need that tone from the top. And across the firm, you do get that a lot. People lead by example, and driving the right behaviors is also incredibly crucial to making sure that the change happens, and it happens in a way in which people buy in. Having a clear vision and strategy as well. You need clear goals, clear objectives in order to drive the benefits and the purpose, that the firm wants to achieve. So when you mentioned some of those applications like connected risk engine and the digital store, I've done some work actually within my team to ensure that what we are doing as a firm is on the forefront of what we want to put out there into the market, and to make sure our clients can see what we're doing is benefiting not just them but society as well, and solving important problems. Salima, I don't know if you want to comment on the data aspect of tech transformation.
I think one of the challenges for leadership,
Brian.
particularly.
Sorry, Sima.
Okay.
Just before we move to the data point, just one point I wanted to make on the back of what you said, Brian. When we talk about leadership, it's not just thinking about how our leaders can actually promote technology to our clients. A lot of it is also how we empower the graduates, the younger staff, because, for example, what I've seen is the new generations, the people who are born in that digital era after 2000, they grasp quicker than me, for example, the new concept of technologies. I always remember a couple of years ago when the young people were starting using AirDrop on iPhones, and I was still using WhatsApp, and they looked at me like, what are you doing? And the point I'm making is, for us leaders, it's also about empowering the younger generation, because they are really, the technology is embedded into what they do on a daily basis. So also we need to really leverage the new generation.
Yeah, just following from that. So I was going to say, in terms of leadership, one of their challenges is to become digitally aware. So within our industry, most of the leadership are non-technologists. And so we need to bring them along that journey so that they can rationalize the data that they see, which might require them to make decisions around technology transformations or other types of transformations. So it's really key that digital awareness and using the right type of languages resonates with them, so that they can help come along that journey.
There's a term that normally gets used in the firm called data-led decisions. So a lot of what we do is data-led. All right, so let's move on. Now, Salima, I'll direct this question to you, if I may. How do you balance the need for innovation with the need for security and data privacy, especially in industries that handle sensitive information, like in professional services?
Yeah, so this is an interesting question, because when you think about innovation, data privacy and security, it's not just the realm of companies or organizations that handle sensitive data, because as PwC we do handle our own sensitive data and the sensitive data of our clients. So the balance between innovation and security is all really around the fact that nowadays innovation is very data intensive, so uses lots of big data. And so in that vein, if the data is trustworthy and it's secure, it's a really good, a firm foundation for you to be able to innovate. So if we're talking about data being trustworthy or secure, what do I mean by that? And for me, there's kind of three key areas. The first one is around having a really robust data management, data governance framework, so that we understand the data that we want to capture or use, or the data that we already have. We need to know what that data is, where it's stored, who has access to it, what are the vulnerabilities related to that data that may expose us to breaches. And so thinking about that, within PwC, we have a big chief data office, and part of their remit is to drive that and promote data management, data governance, not just from the business, but right down to the individual responsibility level. So that's one key area. And then you can think about security as another facet of that, which is how strong is your cybersecurity framework? Are you constantly assessing, where you are along that journey, and making sure that you can put controls in place? So, for instance, at the moment there are privacy-enhancing technologies, which is another emerging area where we're using innovation and technology to, provide data access and data processing capabilities, especially for large data sets, but still ensuring that we are providing strong protection for data privacy. So examples of that would be synthetic data, where effectively you're anonymizing the data, but you're still maintaining the semantics and the word I'm looking for is not just semantics, the meaning, but also the ability to be able to use that data as you would if it wasn't anonymized. So technologies like that really help to ensure that you can innovate if you implement them correctly, but organizations do need to invest in those because they require specialist skills, lots, complex algorithms, etc. So making sure that you have that constant conversation between tech, risk, and compliance is really key to making sure that you can build on a firm foundation. The third aspect that I think is really important is, compliance and legislation, because that is the way that companies and organizations are using to build trust with their clients, with their employees, and kind of widen society. So understanding what that looks like, making sure that you use a guiding principle such as building privacy by design in any kind of innovation that you want to put forward is one that you could use to make sure that you think about that very early on in that process, as well as how you're going to secure the data and how you're going to manage it. So within the firm, we have people who are dedicated looking at data risk, making sure that there's the right level of scrutiny, right from the point when ideas or innovative ideas are put forward. So those are the three key areas that I think are quite important in this area.
Amazing. Thanks, Salima. Guys, as you can tell, Salima is the oracle of data. Honestly, with over 2 decades of being in the field, if you need to speak more about data, grab Salima after. So we've talked a bit about the theory. Let's give the people some practical examples of where technology transformation has happened in the firm. Gilles, can you kick us off with 1 or 2 examples from risk where you sit?
Sure. So I've been helping for many years clients transform leveraging technology, and one client. So they are a large company in the manufacturer sector. So throughout COVID, so we kicked off a project before COVID, and then COVID happened. And the objective of that complex transformation program was to reduce cost of sales, because cost was a major concern for them. So effectively, what we did is their sales reps on the field, we equipped them with new technology devices to be more effective at what they do. So I'm going to try to explain to you exactly what we did and the outcome. So if you think about a sales rep on the field with a van, driving and selling goods to multiple clients. So before our program, what would happen is a sales rep would thank you, Simon. The sales rep would have his mobile phone and make some calls and go to different clients and sells good from his van and then go back to the warehouse, right? So it was not productive at all. After our program, what they had all of them handheld devices or tablets where, for example, on Monday, they will say, okay, Brian, for example, I'm coming to you because I know that you are running out of stock for that specific product because my predictive analytics tools is already telling me that we sold that amount of goods a month ago. This is how much you are consuming. Therefore, tomorrow I will come and sell you these goods. And on top of that, they are in my inventory, right? So complete advanced planning optimization. And the day after, for example, the same sales rep would know that, oh, I actually can't sell anything today. I need to go back to the warehouse, which is in that part of the country. And then I can visit afterwards these two clients which are not far because they are also running out of stock for this specific product I've picked up on my warehouse. So the transformation was quite complex. It was across 77 countries, so quite global. 3 million of customers were positively impacted, and we had the fleet of sales rep was about 20,000 users. It was quite big and complex, and literally halfway through we had COVID, so it was an additional challenge to manage. Another example would be for a client I'm currently working with, in a European leader in hospitality and leisure sector. So what we are doing for them, their challenge is the need to increase sales and revenue, and also customer retention metrics. So we are implementing a suite of cloud-based business applications in the Microsoft Dynamics ecosystem for finance, operation, and customer engagement. We actually went live on Monday, the 9th, so this Monday. So far, it has been a success because we didn't have any sort of technical issues. But we have to wait for end of the month to see exactly how the numbers are looking like. But this is the type of programs where we acted PwC as a business integrator as opposed to a system integrator. And what we mean by that is we manage end-to-end transformation. We provided project management services, data, cutover, business change, testing, environment, all of it. So we took complete ownership of the delivery of the transformation. Can I say last one? Or?
Yeah, go for it.
An interesting one right now, and I can't talk much about it because it's still it's early days, but we are working with a client in the media industry, and again Microsoft. And as part of their early adopter program for emerging technology, we are piloting their latest actually machine learning solution, which is called Copilot. If you Google it, that's one of their latest tools. We are piloting it with a client with the objective of enhancing overall productivity of the task force. So we don't know exactly how the type of business outcome and benefit we will be able to bring to the client, but it's also what we do. Sometimes at PwC we don't necessarily guarantee outcome, but we are quite bold in what we do. Sometimes we want to take risk. We don't necessarily know whether there will be a return, but we want to be ahead of the game. We want to anticipate market trends and demand. So.
Thanks, Gilles. There's two examples that I want to speak of. Actually, one of them, Salima, you might have worked on, so maybe I'll bring you in on that one. We basically sold our global mobility tax part of the business off to another company to the tune of $2 billion. It was in the news. And that's the biggest kind of divestiture that PwC has ever been part of. And the partners made a lot of money out of that, of course. And yeah, you could imagine overnight it was 5,000 staff across many territories. They had to have new logins, new laptops. We had to cut off part of the building so they couldn't enter the PwC side. So again, that was a whole kind of tech transformation that went on around that, and data played a part in that. I'm not sure if you worked on that project. Did you, Selima?
Yes, I did, yeah. Just to follow on from that, so what I spoke about earlier in terms of robust data management and governance structure proved to be quite the source of the big challenge with data on this particular piece of work. And it's still ongoing because of the nature and the complexities of divesting the organization.
Yeah, huge complexity. And that was actually, it took us 9 months to annex the global mobility part of the business away from PwC. So a huge feat. So yeah, there were lots of high fives after that project. And the one that I worked on was back in 2019 when we decided as a firm to move from a fixed premise model and go to the cloud. So essentially exiting our 2 biggest data centers. And what that meant was working with a lot of people from the lines of service who had a lot of Lotus Notes databases in particular. They needed to be migrated onto 3 cloud-based products, so Google, ServiceNow, and Salesforce products. And I held the role of a design thinking lead at the time. And in terms of lessons learned for me, it was quite an important journey to go on in terms of educating the business about change, because they were scared to lose their tools that they had used for years. There was one director in tax. She had used the same databases for 20 years. I'm not kidding. When I approached her and kind of explained myself, did the whole, holding hands and nicey, said, look, this is what needs to happen. She was petrified. She didn't believe me. So I had to take on that journey. So that for me was the lessons learned. You have to approach people with empathy and really get to the root cause of the problem and really try and put yourself in their shoes. So that for me was a big lesson as part of that tech transformation.
And a quick one for me, Brian, before we move to our final section. You talked about people, and it's very important. I'm actually reading the title, and we are here to talk about technology transformation. But where we advise clients is actually not on tech transformation, but what we do is business transformation enabled by technology. Therefore, being able to talk to senior stakeholders who have empathy is very important, because it's not just about IT and technology and transformation. It's about how we change businesses, how businesses can now embrace a new concept of emerging technologies.
Amazing. So final question, what advice would you give to organizations or professionals looking to embark on their own tech transformation and innovation journey? Selima, I'll come to you first.
Yeah, I think one of the main things that organizations need to look at is what are the drivers for a transformation. So is it because there are changes in their industry? Is it because they need to build a new workforce, so they need to change the makeup and the look of those who are working for them to drive skills, to upskill? Or is it because of demands of the client? So at the moment, in terms of innovation, if you're thinking about innovation at the moment is really about trying to get people to be immersive in technology and to become emotionally connected to technology to help drive sales and loyalty. So when you're thinking about a transformation, is what are the drivers, and that will help you with planning for your roadmap.
That's amazing. Gilles, I'm going to give 1 point.
In 30 seconds. I would say if you're part of a business function, treat your technology department as a partner, not a supplier. If you are on the tech side, right, you need to make sure that your digital transformation roadmap is aligned with the business strategy and deliver business value and outcome.
And I would say stay adaptive and open to change. Approach it with an open mind. Thanks everyone for listening to our talk. You can find us just over there. PwC stand is just there. Please talk to us afterwards and connect with us on LinkedIn and other mediums. And hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you.